You're up, Commissioner.
All right, Chantel.
Chantel Lula with Indigent Services. The first case that I have for you is case number 2023-0001. It's an application for cremation expenses through Cornelson Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200. The deceased was a 66-year-old male, Bannock County resident, was not a veteran. With the information that we did obtain, it does appear that the deceased meets criteria to be eligible for assistance. Bannock County is the last payment, last resource for payment of these final expenses, and there is no responsible party available for reimbursement of this request at this time. The next case I have for you is case number 2023-0002. It's an application for cremation expenses through Wilkes Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200. The deceased was a 80-year-old female. She was lived by herself at the time of her passing. A Bannock County resident, was not a veteran. The recommendation is an approval of this application. It does meet criteria to be eligible for assistance. Bannock County is the last resource for payment of this request, and there is no responsible party available for repayment of this request at this time.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve case numbers 2023-001 and 002.
A motion, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Looks like we'll go ahead and go through resolutions. First is Resolution 2022-53, tax cancellation. Resolution 2022-74, adopting ordinance number 2022-7, amendment number 64. Resolution 2022-79, September 2022 alcohol licenses. Resolution number 2022-80, tax cancellation request. Resolution 2022-81, September 2022 salaries. Resolution 2022-83, tax cancellation request.
Just so I'm sure, there wasn't a tax cancellation for my son in here, was there?
It's the tax cancellation letter that needs to be signed.
Okay.
There's not a resolution for it as of yet.
Okay.
So it is the signature for the letters.
Okay, I need to abstain from that one.
Yeah, it's
So-
letters and under letters and notices.
Okay, all right, I just want to make sure, because I knew that was coming, and
Yeah.
I didn't see it here, so I just want to make sure. Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolutions as presented.
Got a motion, all in favor say aye. Aye. And next we do have a letter, a notice, tax cancellation letter And Commissioner Hall?
I will abstain from this one due to a conflict of interest.
Don't you love it when you're on a county and your family owns into it? We're in Idaho, everybody's related somehow.
I'm directly related on this one.
Let me see. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve tax cancellation on parcel number RPRPBP 3000200 due to the fact it was left off the homeowner's exemption in error.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next we have signature on assistance grant for the sheriff's office. Do you have any comments on that, Nancy?
No, it's accepting the JAG grant and the traffic enforcement grant is the mini grants. This is like the main agreement signature and the memo to allow Jeff Homer to apply for those as they open up.
Those are like the 100 business days, the seatbelt, all of those.
Yeah, those are all the.
And they just work overtime, but it's all funded through that.
Motion on these grants.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we authorize signature on the grants as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
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 No. Commissioner Moser, just one note is that the Justice Assistance Grant will require you to do an electronic signature, and Michelle is going to be planning to help you.
We're scheduled for that after the meeting. Okay.
Trying to do the ambulance when he's here.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
One more, and then we'll... Next, we have, in the consent agenda, all we have is minutes for September 29th, 30th, October 3rd, 4th, and 6th.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, looks like done that one. Nick, you're up. Need to go into Board of Ambulance.
Mr. Chairman, I move we enter into the Board of Ambulance.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nick Christensen, Bannock County Ambulance, Pocatello Fire. I am here to request approval and signatures to order a chassis for an ambulance remount that we have scheduled to do this year. The reason we're doing it separate is because the order window with Ford is very narrow and likely not to get it ordered. If we don't do it now, we likely won't get it done for another year. So we'd like to move forward with the chassis, and then we'll bring the full proposal before you later.
And this was budgeted and scheduled?
Yes.
All's good.
This is on the long-term plan,
Yes.
or adheres to the long-term plan, I should say.
Yeah, we're a little behind just with what's going on. but-
Supply chain has been kind of
Yeah.
a bugger to get stuff in place. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the ordering of the chassis for ambulance remount as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, while we're still there, Shanda, on yours, there's a cot,
Right, that would be, I would ask that Nicholas stay for that.
so we can stay in
Yeah, let's do this
Board
right
of
now.
Ambulance while we
Oh, gosh,
are
perfect. Okay.
talking about that.
Shanda Crystal, purchasing economic analyst, here before the board to request that the approval of a sole source purchase of a power load cot system for the ambulance department. The information has been submitted to the packet. There's been a slight adjustment to section 2 under the new requests. As we met with the legal to talk about the how and why Idaho code allows us to move forward with the sole source, we felt that we could add a little more detail just to bolster the reasons of why we're moving forward with the sole source, and that is to describe how the power cots connect to the ambulances as they're loaded in. Those touch points are very specific to the ambulances that we have and all of the power cots, all of those being the same within our system. And so then if we were to, as we have standardized our cots that we use for the last, right, for several years, that if we were to get a different type of cot, they wouldn't have the same connecting points, they wouldn't fit the same. Nick described a situation where they already have the individual loaded onto a cot. They were able to bring the ambulance to them, right, get it right into the ambulance itself, and so they're very interchangeable and movable between. If something breaks down, right, that one's able to come out and put a different in because of the interchangeability of ordering all of the same cots for the entire unit. But there's just a little more information that we put in about the charging points instead of the version that the commissioners have sent. But we were able to meet with legal yesterday and review. They are comfortable with moving forward with this, and we would stand for any questions the board might have.
This is the same issue we run into with the sheriff's department and the tasers, because everything is set up that way. The cost of change would be too much, and the sole source just basically says we don't have to go out to bid, we can just go right to that company.
Well, and there's a couple different, because we're looking at the item itself, in this case the cot itself, and then who manufactures that cot, and that's the letter that you will have received from Stryker that says that they are the sole manufacturers of this power cot that we're looking for. So there's kind of a two-step process, but yes, very similar to the tasers and items there. They have 10 power cots currently. If we were to switch them all out, right, we're looking at $500,000+ to get that all changed out, as well as any changes we would need to do to the ambulance themselves, again with that charging touch point for anything. So we're looking at if they were to ever decide to change that standard equipment that they use, right, they're going to, that would have to be a further conversation with the commission and a very monetary, value put into it as far as switching all of them out.
And then do we piggyback off anybody else's contract with them, or is this an individual contract directly with them?
Not a piggyback on this one, just they're the ones that manufacture the cot that we go to. This is the first time the board has seen it, because this is the first time that cost of that power cot has jumped over that $50,000 mark. Up until now, from 2008 to now, they've always been below that $50,000 mark, and this is the first time that it's $51,000, and so then we need to follow procurement laws and move forward that way.
Okay.
Motion on the cot.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the sole source purchase contract for the cot as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
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 Next week, you will see a signature for permission to publish in the paper. We will wait that allotted amount of days to see if anybody else wants to challenge the sole source, but we'll move forward that way, and then we'll bring forward the actual award once we've waited that period of time.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Cool, thank you. Mr. Chairman, I move that we reconvene as the Board of Commissioners.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
We'll do my other item then. That other item I have before the board today is a procurement update. Being the beginning of a fiscal year, we have quite the few that have jumped into a process. We are working with the jail to upgrade their CPOD intercom system as approved through the budget process this year. That we are looking at going to a co-op. There is a company that the jail has used before, are very comfortable with their equipment along with their personnel, and we're looking at reviewing using they have a contract through NASPO. So I was trying to remember which one. And we're looking to get that contract and then review it through legal and have that before the board. But we are excited about using that co-op opportunity.
Shannon, real quick, where'd you get the budget for that?
Out of their book.
Okay. I thought we were going to talk budgets when you put them on here, so I was just double checking where it came from.
Okay. Okay.
So,
I did not. I did not check with Christy before I put that one there.
if Teresa has it, it's probably correct. I just was double checking.
Sorry, right? And the sheet that they had with all of their projects listed on it, I got it from there. But I will follow up before I stick them on the in-process ones.
It's all good if it's Teresa's, because they'll have it outlined. But I was just checking.
Okay. And we are looking on that one to potentially do phased projects. CPOT is not the only one that they need to do, right? They want to redo the entire jail. We just didn't know that is a critical piece, unit to the jail. So we wanted to make sure that we were comfortable in switching out, right? If there's time and availability, we're going to look at switching out the different units and roll forward as quickly as time allows. On the next one, on the corners for the morgue trailer, we're also looking to use a co-op on that one as well. The current, I'm trying to think, does Danner have, it's not like sheriff, is it coroner Danner? Is that an official title? Sorry.
The corner?
Okay, just straight.
Corner,
There we go.
corner Danner, the corner, yeah.
Right?
The honorable corner.
Right, and I'm like, but it's not a commission, but it's not a,
The corner and the honorable Mr. Danner.
there we go.
There's-
That
if
sounds
it-
like a really nice title. As he brought it before the board, as the other agency is gifting us the trailer, they are actually gifting us the funds to purchase the trailer. So in doing that, we need to follow procurement guidelines. The company that they had looked and got the quote for the $75,000 is a company that currently holds a GSA contract. We are allowed under Idaho code to piggyback off of those. This is the first time we have used a GSA contract, and so I got that submitted to legal for review, and we're hoping, barring any unforeseen circumstances, right, that should be back before the board with a contract use form in the upcoming weeks to sign and move forward with that purchase. Road and Bridge and their snow cutting blades. We are also looking to use co-ops. I'm excited as that was a goal of procurement coming into fiscal year 23, was to utilize more often the opportunities that we have when people have already done the legwork, right, that then we can just piggyback off when the company will allow us to do so. We are looking at a state contract. The state of Idaho has gone into contract for snow cutting blades that should fit our needs. That's under, those specifications are under review by Road and Bridge to make sure that that's something that's going to fit what it is we need. And then as they get a quote, that'll come back before the board as well. I have wonderful.
Kyle, you have any concerns there?
Nope. No, it looked like they have a good set of blades of what they're dealing with. There's a lot of different types out there, and we looked at it that would get all the blades we would need. If they once in a while will do a specialty blade that to try out, but that's only like one set, so we figured we'll just go with this.
All right, thank you.
I've got wonderful news to report as far as the safety and assessment building goes. And that is that we had the bid opening yesterday with Headwaters. We had 6-7 contractors come to the bid opening, which was great. We've got 27 different trades that we are individually bidding out for that project, and we had 91 bids received. So we are thrilled with the amount of response that we got to that project. We are excited that the community is supporting that need that we have and that we can fit within their scope of work, and we are excited that there was quite a range of dollar amounts proposed. And so we are, budget-wise, excited that we had that much participation and that.
Any of them do sewer lines?
I can check. I can check if on the side they can. But we were thrilled with the amount of response that we had received. As Headwaters reviews those bids that received and make sure that they meet all of our qualifications, that will start to build what is called a guaranteed maximum price. And that is what will go before the board here on the 25th of October is our current estimation to have that back before the board. Just a follow-up on 2 projects that are continuing. One is for the landfill. I'm checking with Kyle that he's got all the liner delivered. There was some delays in getting all of that here, but they'll start to put that down here in the next couple of weeks. And cross your fingers. It was awful cold this morning, but hopefully to get that all laid and down before the snow flies. But we should be on track for that as well. And then the Historical Museum has run into a material delay again. They are looking at the flashings and the trim as they're hoping in the next couple of weeks that will arrive. It's been on order for quite some time now. The demo is complete, which is fantastic. They've got it sealed up that there's no there's always a possibility for a leak, but right, we've got that buttoned up, but we're hoping that that will come just as soon as possible and get that on again before the snow comes. But as all things, we are willing to adjust and trade and work with what comes. But if you had any questions or concerns?
Comments?
I'm good. That's great that we had that match response.
Right.
Great update.
We were excited for that. So we're excited to move the project forward.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can have 5 more minutes.
I did good this time.
Go ahead and put us at recess for 5 minutes.